Hey everyone, welcome back to Sports Tea. Can I just get a quick mic check from everybody? If you can hear me very well, just give me a one. I can hear myself, the sound is good, but I just really want to make sure that I'm audible. Can you guys hear me okay? Give me a shout. Throw me a one. Thank you, Spurzan. I appreciate you. Oh my gosh, guys, I really, really missed you all. It's just been a crazy holiday season. I don't know what to say. Like, I all of a sudden I got super slammed with work and I had to do the job of like 3 people. So, I'm just really grateful to be back. Happy holidays. I want to say Merry Christmas and happy holidays to everyone that's watching. I really missed you guys. And like I said, I'm just super glad to be back. Uh, just as the holidays have been stressful, it's also been a blast. So I hope that you are all enjoying and that Santa's been good to you, whether you've been naughty or nice. Tonight, we do have a full show that I'm really excited to have tonight, and I want to thank everyone that's joining me. We're going to discuss the Christmas games that took place briefly and the trajectory of the NBA, which game we enjoyed the most, some comments made by our favorite clout chaser, LeBron James, the out of control trade rumors surrounding Jimmy Butler, as well as the Kings abruptly firing Mike Brown before the new year. Before we do any of that, what I really want to do is shout out our members of the channel. I feel like it's just been so long. Wow. So let me just go ahead and do that. I definitely want to shout out Sports Facts who rejoined the channel. Thank you so much for rejoining. I know that your membership was gifted. So thank you for just being like committed and dedicated. I really appreciate that. So special shout out to you, Sports Facts. Coach Marcus, one of my all stars, Silvio Manuel, Jamie Costello, Lester's Banana, Wise Guy 23, Leon Jones, Right Hand Cam, Main Event, Brown B, Ill Will 42, Kedrian Hardy, William Wright, Lewis Matthews, Charles Hookah, Lisa Taylor, Brenda, Meg XD, Reginald McLendon, Panama 135, V Dub, Saeed Gore, Zeno Omega, Spurs Ann, Ron C, Blanco Smoke, Carl for President Anthony, Force Ghost Fabio, Yazid Yair Bay, T-Bert the Twin, Relax and Focus, All Gravy, WW, Neil Howlett, Von Chris Cordova, KM, Big Al Master Chief, Mikey Brass, Jeffrey Guyett, Christopher Baldwin. It's not that serious. Thank you all for being members. You continue to help the channel grow and expand, and I'm just really grateful for you guys. I do want to drop some members only content on New Year's Eve. I think that that would be really fun and something for us to definitely chew on. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, I mean, let's see who's in the chat. I know I've been gone for a minute, but I'm just so happy to be back. So, who's here with us tonight? Josh Gould. This guy needs to be fired. Like if it was anyone else, they would be gone. I'm curious as to who you're talking about, Josh, but we like I said, we have a full show tonight, so we're going to get into some hires and fires. Happy holidays to you as well, Horizon Vibes and Sports Facts. I know, I was worried too, Spurzan. Just kidding. Uh, everybody, seriously, I'm totally fine. Just I was really working hard, and it was just hard for me to get a minute to breathe and to actually produce a show that would be quality for you guys. And quite frankly, I just always want to give you guys my best. I want to put my best game on the floor. As I'm not perfect. I aim to get better every time I go live, but the truth is that if I can't give you guys quality or just something that I'm feeling really good about, I don't wanna do it. I don't wanna throw something together and just come on live and not really be in it to win it. So, I'm sorry that I was gone for so long. It probably will not happen again in that way. Even just for next time, if I do miss a night, I'll throw it in the community tab just to let you guys know and update you as to when I'll be live again. But yes, I hope everybody's holiday is going well too. We still have one more left before we end the new year. And, you know, I'm wondering, feel free, guys, to throw in any New Year's resolutions that you have. I'm curious to see what's going on with everyone and what you're going to be planning to work on for 2025. Thanks for the warm welcome, Leroy. Hey, Omega Red. Rap God Reloaded. We have Steven Jackson, Noah Linden. Hey, Jay, I'm sorry. I was just trying to get back home and drive home, but I'm here. Definitely ready to unwrap the facts, Steven. You know, who got the lump of coal this Christmas? Who do you think it was? Hey, pizza time. Shout out to you, Cape Man P. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys for just engaging so much. There goes my twin T-Bird. Shout out to you. Salute to everybody in the chat. I just can't express enough how happy I am to be back. This is where I have the most fun, where I'm with you guys talking about sports. Doctor, salute. G Nation, D Solo, Cuddy Tom, Kenji, Lee Durham. Salute to Man Down Sports. I can't wait to be back on the panel, guys. Just being with the gang is so much fun. So we should be back in a week or two. But yeah, really excited to be here with you all. So shout out to Grape Tea News. Salute to you. And guys, please go check out the channel, Grape Tea News. If you're not already subscribed to Man Down Sports, head over there right away and subscribe. But really missed you guys. Dylan, salute to you. Van Lee, Demond, Swagger Boy. Okay, guys, let's jump right in. Let's get going. Really excited to be here. Like I said, I do want to start tonight off with a public service announcement. The NBA is rigged. Everyone knows that I'm a Knicks fan. Everyone knows it. I cannot hide it, and I'm always rooting for them, especially because they're a team that wins and they lose as a team. They don't blame one person for the win or the loss, which that's just something that I really love about the Knicks and the way that they're playing team basketball right now. I really respect it. However, the NBA clearly decided and employed the referees to ensure that the Knicks and the Lakers win on Christmas Day. That's what people need to see. Wemby was completely in shambles after dropping 42 points and losing in the Garden. He was quoted saying, "We didn't lose because the Knicks played better basketball." Yes, I viewed it as Wemby being a crybaby. They lost, deal with it. But there were some questionable calls throughout the game. I think the Knicks deserved to win, but the Spurs could have won as well. To me, that was the marquee game of the day. That was the best game of the day. It was the most competitive. The Knicks and the Spurs, it was much more exciting of a game to watch with so many twists and turns. Now, let's go ahead and fast forward to the Lakers versus the Warriors game. LeBron played a very good game, an excellent game, in fact. And I want to congratulate him for performing well on Christmas Day, no less. He had only one turnover, but the Lakers should not have won that game. The refs stepped in and helped quite a bit. LeBron traveled all the way to Timbuktu and was given free throws, and there was literally no foul, no contact, which is just completely insane to me. And they wind up winning by 2 points. LeBron might as well have taken a vacation with how much he was traveling with the ball in this game. And it was just undetected or just flat out ignored. The best part of the NBA on Christmas Day was the lies that LeBron and the media told about it being a record-breaking day. Now, let's start with LeBron. I'm gonna play a soundbite of LeBron after the Lakers win over the Warriors, and then we'll go ahead and react.
Let's send it to Lisa Salters.
Thank you, Mike. LeBron, once again, you and Steph, you do not disappoint. What do you love most about these Christmas Day games?
Get an opportunity to play the game that we love on such a beautiful day. Today is the day of giving, and that's what me and Steph continue to do and try to do for our fans, for our beautiful game. So, yeah, big shout out to AR, though. That was big time.
That was clutch. No AD for most of the game. Just how were you guys able to compensate for that and fill the voids?
Yeah, I mean, there's no replacing AD, obviously, but everyone has to do a little bit more, and I think everybody did that. Guys came in off the bench, gave us a good push, and the guys that filled in the starting role, we all try to push up and be a little bit better than usual, because we got AD out there, he's covering for a lot, but great role win for us.
I feel like I say this every time you go up against Steph, but what does it mean to you guys just to go battle back and forth year after year?
I think I saw a clip from Steph's interview the other day, and he was just saying, it's okay to think about retirement, and it's going to make you appreciate the present. And for us, we don't know how many times we're going to be able to have this matchup. We don't know how many times we're going to be able to step on the floor. But when we do, we try to get a game with what they deserve. And because it's given us so much, we try to give it right back.
Thank you very much. Merry Christmas to you, and thank you for another gift on Christmas.
Oh, absolutely. Merry Christmas to my family back home. I'm coming home, and I love the NFL. I love the NFL, but Christmas is our day.
And we are the beneficiaries of the greatness of LeBron James and Steph Curry, giving us another spectacular performance. And the Lakers are the ones to outlast a 115-113 victory.
Lord. Shout out to T-Bert for the $10 super chat. Is it me, or does a Christmas story get funnier as we get older? Absolutely. I love a Christmas story. Guys, feel free to throw out in the chat what your favorite Christmas movie is. Mine is definitely, I would say Christmas Story is up there. I don't know if it's number one, but I absolutely love that movie. I also love all the Scrooge movies. So any Christmas Carol you throw on is going to be good to me. I don't care if it's 500 years old or today years old, but yeah. Salute to you, T-Bert. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Now, let's get into this damn LeBron James super chat. I mean, soundbite. Oh my goodness. Yikes. Seriously, LeBron? You love the NFL, but Christmas belongs to the NBA? Really? There isn't one day on the goddamn calendar that belongs to the NBA. Caitlin Clark should have been playing on Christmas Day. That's who should have been playing, because she would have been neck and neck with the NFL. They had over 30 million viewers on average. Just on average, they had over 30 million viewers. The NBA's combined games didn't reach that. The combined viewership of all 5 games of the day did not hit 30 million. The NBA had about 5 million views on average. How is that a record-breaking day? And most importantly, how does the day belong to the NBA when the NFL is wiping the goddamn floor with the NBA on a daily, weekly, yearly basis? Why does LeBron lie to the American public for no reason? What is the evidence that people are watching or even the slightest bit interested in the NBA? In actually watching an NBA game? Not just interest. And I don't mean like the tabloid fodder that we all engage in. I'm talking about actually watching an NBA game. What is the evidence that people are watching it? I'm confused. The NBA is facing decline. It's laughable that LeBron James even put the NBA and the NFL in the same sentence. Adam Silver wants to continue to lie about the NBA like it's his job to lie versus create an actual game plan to make it better. The man is a lawyer, and I'm not sure why he's the commissioner. He's great at defending the NBA, which is what lawyers do. But people who can't play the game and probably wish they could, such as Adam Silver, want to have this masturbatory power over the NBA. He wants to create gimmicks because if one of them actually works, God forbid one of them actually makes the NBA great again, then guess what? Adam Alien Conehead Silver gets all the credit and the glory for being some kind of visionary and the leader at the helm of such a harrowing challenge, bringing the NBA back. Instead of just quickly backpedaling back to the system that was not broken, he wants to change. He wants change. He wants change that he can put his stamp on. It's pathetic. It is absolutely pathetic. Let this fool Adam Silver tell it. The NBA had a record-breaking day on Christmas Day. Complete bullshit. The actual report out there is that the NBA had its highest Christmas Day ratings in 5 years. It's still very pathetic that you're using 2019 as a goddamn bar, when the ratings were awful in 2019. And they've been awful since Kobe Bryant retired. Why don't we compare the ratings to Christmas in 1997 or Christmas in 2002? Or maybe why don't we compare the ratings to any day that Kobe Bryant was on the floor? LeBron James is not the biggest draw in basketball. That's what Yahoo Sports is reporting, that he's still the biggest draw in basketball. If that were the case, he wouldn't need to headline this day with Steph Curry. If Steph Curry played the Kings on Christmas Day, the ratings would be the same. If LeBron played the Kings, about 1 to 2 million people would watch that. I literally almost cried real tears in laughter when I heard LeBron James say that the best thing about Christmas Day was LeBron and Steph. The man is completely delusional. Listen to this, guys. Listen to this.
Night-to-night basis.
You know him so well. When he hit those 2 shots like he did, your juices, your motivation going?
I mean, it ain't. I don't play your turn, my turn type of basketball. You just tip your hat and you just, when you're a great player out there, you tip your hat and you just try to execute the next possession. But it's always you have a feeling of shit versus us. Why? And then also like being a fan too. You're like, man, how the hell did he make that? He's unbelievable, special. So, you have an appreciation for it.
Thank you, Andre.
What's the good stuff? What's the good stuff that's still going on in the league on a night-to-night basis?
Shit.
You know him so well. When he hit those 2 shots like
LeBron and Steph. I know he's probably just joking. He's laughing. He's clearly, chuckling. But, for me, LeBron has to constantly attach himself to someone else's success. He's waning, so he can't help himself but to equate himself to Steph Curry, who's the true face and the leader in the NBA, who's actually changed the game, albeit whether we think it's for the better or for the worse. Steph Curry created dynasties in this league. Steph Curry created a dynasty. LeBron James created a super team at every point in his career. Steph Curry has guys who are, small, thinking that they can be this subhuman in the NBA. Nobody's influenced by LeBron James's game. People are influenced by the way that he cheats the game. So they emulate a style that allows for them to rack up points, rebounds, and assists. And this is part of a major this is part of the big problem in the NBA. So LeBron has massively contributed to that. And I want to shout out Jason Williams, a brand new member of the channel. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Sports Tea. LaGrinch, Eastby, you were hilarious. I really missed you. The Christmas games, they were good. I watched the Riggery too. They were good. It's just, to me, it's not a coincidence that the Lakers and the Knicks won. And like I said, I love my Knicks, but it's just not a coincidence. But like I was saying, guys, LeBron is completely delusional. Okay? Did you guys realize that the NBA changed the flagship game? Their marquee game of Christmas to be played at night. It was so late at night that many countries were already into the next day. Historically, every single year since I can even remember, since I was a child, the best game of the day was played in the afternoon, somewhere around 2:30 p.m. That was when the game that everyone was waiting to come on, and it was always the best game. I remember when Kobe and LeBron played on Christmas Day, and it was around 15 million views, and that's going up against the NFL. The NBA tried to be slick and plant this fake-ass story. They very clearly work with Clutch Sports side by side. Nobody else was talking about the NBA owns Christmas Day. Nobody else said that. No one else said that bullshit, but who else? LeBron James. Adam Silver and Rich Paul and LeBron James made the decision together that they would just dodge the NFL altogether. Put LeBron James with Steph to draw the most views possible, and they still couldn't even crack 10 million views. They averaged 5 million views. The NFL called the NBA's bluff. They didn't even air the goddamn games that were god-awful to watch, by the way, on TV. They didn't air on national television. They didn't air on national television like the NBA did. They streamed on Netflix. Are you kidding me? The NBA, JJ Redface, and LeBron James are full of shit. Adam Silver is wrong and strong, and he's not going to stop throwing every gimmick at NBA fans until something sticks. It's just too obvious to me that LeBron knew the ratings would be higher before the results were even recorded. He's just brazenly saying that Christmas is the NBA's day for what? He's not low. He's a dead giveaway. He has zero discretion, zero self-awareness, zero emotional intelligence. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Delusions of grandeur have always been, to me, the best way to describe LeBron James. He can say whatever he wants because he's delusional, and his delusional fans don't even watch the sport. They just watch little clips of whatever LeBron James says, and then they repeat it. And it must be a fact because, well, their king said it. This is your king, not mine. Shout out to Ticket TV. Basketball is king. No one is above the game, including LeBron. What do you guys think? Is LeBron delusional? Actually, I have a better question to pose to the whole audience. How can LeBron James be the GOAT if he's playing and spearheading the absolute worst era of basketball? The league should evolve, right? It's devolved. Like I said, LeBron is your king, not mine. Never was, never will be. I'll read some comments, and then we're going to move to the next topic. LeBron is a football player when everyone else is playing basketball. I love it. Oh, Merry Christmas to you. Do it, D. Yes, Adam Silver is a conehead to me. He literally reminds every time I see him, a lot of people think that he's more like they call him Voldemort, they call him an alien. I see all of that, but every time I see him, he reminds me of the movie Conehead. And I just imagine him like in one of those captain beds that, come out of the wall, just like the Coneheads in the movie. David Stern's probably rolling in his grave more and more watching Adam Silver run the NBA into the ground these days. I couldn't agree more. Adam Silver is a complete disgrace. He should be ashamed of himself. They already gave him a play-in tournament. What more than he needs? I don't know. It's hard to answer. You guys are hilarious, honestly. The NBA is using fake stats and fake news right now. It's true. Everything's fake about the NBA. They're lying, they're planting stories, they're desperate. They're on the run from fans. The NBA is on the run from fans and past NBA legends that they can't control. They can't control some of these old heads that are retired and they're just coming out to defend their own honor and their name and their legacy. NBA can't control that. There's only so many people that they're going to be able to, pay off, threaten with their job. Yes, guys, please do me a favor and hit that like button. Let's see how many we have now. So we have 190, we have 200 people watching. And let's see. What do we have? We have 73 likes. If we can get that up to 150, I'd be so happy. Yeah, hit the like button for me. LeBron is such a delusional stat chaser. It's just ridiculous. Now it's LBJ and Curry bromance, Dookie, Spurs, and hilarious. The biggest draw would be the insert whatever NFL team. Yeah, maybe they should have the Chiefs play against the Lakers. Yes, for the sports tea culture, hit that like button. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it. Aw, Pikachu Reynolds, I missed you too. I really did. Young Disciple, he's a staple. I've been gone for, 7, 8 days now. So, hopefully he'll be back. Hopefully he'll see that we're rocking and rolling again. But guys, I'm curious to see some comments about whether you think that LeBron James, like if it's possible, like how could the NBA product be so bad, but we're calling any singular player in this era the GOAT? How is that possible? So even if we take LeBron out of the equation, who from this era could be considered the GOAT if this is the worst era of basketball? If we're saying it's not competitive, if we're saying that this is just awful and it's all about layups, free throws, and three-point shots. Shout out to you, Jason Williams, for this question. What do you think of the new All-Star format? I mean, I think it's just another gimmick. I think it's another failed attempt at Adam Silver trying to make the NBA great again. And essentially, what I think that Adam Silver has done is I think that of course, I blame him for wrecking the league. I do. I blame him for that. But I think that what he's done is put himself in the position to wreck it and rebuild it. So he wrecked it, and now he wants credit for rebuilding it, and nobody's going to give him that. I'm not. I'm not giving Adam Conehead Silver any credit for anything. You know it's bad, admit it's bad, and do something about it. Stop making excuses. Stop saying it's not about three-point shooting. It's about what everybody's saying it's about. Don't try to talk down to Shaquille O'Neal. Don't try to denigrate the 90s and 2000. I have no respect for Adam Silver. He's the bottom of my shoe. He's lying to NBA fans, gaslighting us. Why do we think that is? Why is Adam Silver gaslighting NBA fans and people all over the world? It's about money. It's about power. It's about abuse of power. It's like, hey, I'm just going to say whatever I want. I'm going to push this narrative in the media and everybody's going to believe it. Imagine having that kind of power. Imagine what that does to a person. He probably feels invincible. He walks around confident with this cone head. He literally looks like a ghost, looks like a pale white sheet. Even the cone heads in the movies, they had more color, they had more pigment. He literally looks like an alien cone head. And he's confident. Why? Because he gets to do whatever he wants. He gets to be the puppet master, pulling the strings. He gets to continue to gaslight NBA fans all over the world. That's what he uses his power to do. He uses his power for bad. That's why he needs to be removed. Maybe we'll start a petition, a sports tea petition to remove Adam Silver from the NBA. But guys, like, this brings me to my next topic. You know, when we talk about play style, when we talk about what's wrong with the NBA currently, Isaiah Thomas, he had an incredible interview, or more like a hangout session with Mark Jackson, and I absolutely loved it. I have to say, Mark Jackson, I adore him. I love watching his channel. It's one of the best sports channels on YouTube, period. I think he does an amazing job, and I always feel his passion for sport and love for the game. Anyway, Zeke, Isaiah Thomas, was on, and he spent some time talking about how things were back when he played. He told some really great stories. He shared his views on today's league, and he gave some critical feedback. Isaiah Thomas has had beef with Michael Jordan for years, as we all know, and he went full Scottie Pippen on Jordan before Scottie Pippen became like this big time, like contrarian to Jordan and antithesis of Jordan. So, and he's been this way, he's just done multiple things throughout the years, and it's only gotten worse after The Last Dance aired. But the battle of the eras, this battle between today's league and everybody from the past, it is reaching a complete fever pitch. It's bringing legendary players out of the dark. Isaiah Thomas said so much during this sit down with Mark Jackson. Isaiah Thomas is battling health issues. And he's come out to defend his honor, to defend his legacy, to defend the legacy of those he played with, to defend his era of basketball and the fact that they left it in a better condition than they received it in. I want to say I listened to the entire interview. It was just one of the best interviews that Mark Jackson has done all year long. but I want you guys to hear bits of this. Um, Zeke, he criticizes the culture of the NBA, and he shares like what his biggest issues are with players today, and then I'm going to react to that.
Happy when players can make money. And I want the players to make as much money as they possibly can.
We talked about you being a brilliant basketball mind. What are your thoughts on Emirates Cup? Milwaukee Bucks just won it. The changes that's going on in the league today, the players making $500,000 individually for winning the cup, motivating guys financially to compete. What's your thoughts on what's going on in today's game?
I'm as a former president of the union, I am extremely happy when players can make money. And I want the players to make as much money as they possibly can. My worry about today's players is not understanding the importance of, hey, you got to keep the door open for the next generation. There's a certain authenticity that you have to bring to the floor every night to make sure that the golden goose that we got, that we live on, you protecting it for the next generation. And what I see now, not all, but some, they not thinking about the next generation. They only thinking about, what's good for them right now. Now the money is good, and I want them all to make, I want them to make more money. But I also want them to protect the golden goose and come to the game and come to the arena and let people know that, hey, we got a real good thing here and we want to keep it going.
That's a wrap for part one. Big Zeke.
That was just a short clip, but I just wanted you guys to understand that part of being a leader in the NBA, it's leaving the league and the game in better shape than you got it in. Whatever the conditions were, the goal is to elevate the league and make it better for those that come behind you or after you. And for the fans to continue to believe that NBA players are superhuman. At bare minimum, you've got to uphold the traditions and the fraternity of the NBA. That's not happening. There's no star in the league currently that is living up to the standard of past greats or elevating the game to new heights. Isaiah Thomas continues to discuss the play style in the NBA and how bad of a product the NBA is currently. This is a longer soundbite, but it's really good stuff, so let's hear it.
Mark, you played for, 4 or 5 different coaches, right? Whether it be Larry Brown, Larry Bird, Rick Pitino. If I name those 3 coaches, I guarantee you, none of them coached you the same way or had the same style. Right. Now you look at 30 teams in the NBA, they all play the same way, they all talk the same way, they all practice the same way, they all eat the same food, they all fly at the same time, they got the same trainers, they all train on the same in and out dribble, behind the back paint. It's the same. And if you go to the video game, now the video game looks like the NBA game. The coaches, like, forgive me for going on this because you got me going now. The reason why we like football, right? We like football is because, hey, most of the time, every team has a different style. Like, okay, Mark Jackson and I were both successful in the NBA, but we played different. Muggsy Bogues was successful in the NBA. He played different. Magic Johnson was successful. He played different. Rod Strickland was successful. Now, name the 7 NBA players that play different from the other guy. It's a bad brand, but they're taking the most exciting things out of the sport. The fast break, you in the middle of the floor doing your thing, looking somebody off, and they running and dunking and flying to the rim, and hey, man, that was exciting. They've taken that out of the game, so ain't no more excitement on the fast break. And the fast break is run to the 3-point line, get a 3, and if you miss, that's okay. From a fan's perspective, right? I love, man, when Scottie Pippen was coming down the middle, and he had Jordan and Horace Grant on the wing, and he pop it to Jordan, and Jordan go in and dunk it. Hey, man, that was the most exciting thing people had seen, right?
Let me read these super chats and then I'll react to this. But shout out to you, Doctor. My Christmas film, Jingle All the Way, Turbo Man. Definitely a good one. Shout out to you, Eastby 103. Salute. Thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. Good content. I really appreciate it. That's my goal. I want to create content that you guys enjoy. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. Okay. So let's get into this. Kind of like I felt like this is a loaded soundbite. Isaiah Thomas is very slick. Okay. He says things and it typically has an underlying message. He's saying a whole lot in all of his messaging throughout this interview. All of this, when I listen to him, it's very validating for me. Quite frankly, it's validating, and it bothers me that it's taken so much disrespect of the past greats for Isaiah Thomas to speak out. It almost makes me feel a way toward Isaiah Thomas because he's been capping for LeBron James for so long. For so long, he's been lying just to stick it to Michael Jordan. With all of what Isaiah Thomas has said and the way that he sort of generated this, he's allowed for today's players to disrespect players of the past. He's joined in on it. He's participated, and he's been a part of the disrespect going back and forth because he's been in the media for quite some time, and he's been allowing the slander. He's even sat up there and called LeBron James the GOAT. So it's just like he's contributed so much to this discussion. He's backpedaling now. He's completely changing course. And how could he not? He looks crazy as hell. With all of what Isaiah Thomas said, this is just more evidence that this is the absolute worst era of basketball. If all you need to do is shoot free throws, layups, and threes, what's so great about it? If you eliminated the slam dunk altogether, what are we watching? How is this good basketball? Guys, I have to ask the question again because it obviously ties back. It weaves in together, right? How can LeBron James be the GOAT if he's not elevating the game? And he's just watching it turn into complete crap. How can he possibly be the GOAT if this is the worst era of basketball? I need answers. I need somebody to answer. the final nail in this awful coffin, this awful fake GOAT debate that doesn't really exist is this last soundbite that I'm going to play for you guys. This is my absolute favorite one, and it's probably my favorite soundbite that I've heard in the last 8 days. But I'm going to play this for you guys, and we'll react together.
He looking at the, if you can shoot the three and you can make a layup and you can make a free throw, that's what offense is today. You got to be shoot the three, make a layup, maybe make all your free throws. You can miss some. But if you can do those three things, right, you can be in the NBA, because they say you don't need to know how to do the mid-range game. That's just a waste of shot. But then they'll have an argument with you about, well, who's the greatest player ever? Michael Jordan. Who's the greatest player ever? Kobe Bryant. What did they do? They were the greatest mid-range players ever.
Right.
80-90% of the time, they caught the ball below the foul line. They were great mid-post, so forth and so on. But now you'll say, well, who's the greatest player? Well, Jordan, he's the greatest player. Well, you mean I can't take mid-range shot like Jordan? I can't take a mid-range shot like Kobe? Kobe is my idol. Everybody's talking about Kobe now. Love him, my idol and everything else. I can't post up like Kobe. I can't shoot the mid-range like Kobe. I got to go to the three-point line. That's where we are today. It's sad to me.
Okay, guys. And I mean, I think Isaiah Thomas had like a bad mic, because everywhere that I heard it, it was echoing like that. I don't want you to think it's my sound. It was his mic. Isaiah Thomas didn't even mention the fake GOAT debate. He just like completely glossed over it. It's like as if he never participated in this discussion. It's like he never even heard that somebody called LeBron the GOAT. It was like, it's just completely out of his mind. He said so many things in this soundbite, so many things. It's what he didn't say that's really the message here. He didn't mention LeBron at all. He didn't mention this fake GOAT debate between LeBron and Michael Jordan. He didn't even mention LeBron's name. This is an indictment. Guys, for all the LeBron James jockstrap sniffers, this is an indictment on your king. He's telling us he's been lying to us the whole time. He's telling us he just wanted to contribute to what was trending at the time. He wanted to have a hot take because him and Michael Jordan hate each other. But he's not going to cap with Mark Jackson, especially in light of everything happening between the eras in this battle that won't quit at all. Additionally, when he started this interview, he talked about having Bell's palsy and he is not well. Do you think somebody really wants to be lying and caught lying and just capping it? It affects your spirit when you're out here lying and you are ill. He can't do it anymore. That's what I hear. Anthony Edwards set this battle on fire over the summer after the Olympics, and it's getting surgical. I don't think that today's players really want the smoke. They duck the smoke amongst each other. They don't even want to face the competition that's in front of them. How can they really handle these OGs that have nothing to lose? They don't need jobs. Julius Erving, Zeke, they're good. Isaiah Thomas is talking about he has like this winery business now. He doesn't give a damn about, trying to lie to continue to elevate today's league. And they're ruining the honor and the integrity of the sport. They can't get behind that. They're not about to crown somebody like LeBron James, who just had it way too easy. No, 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 no. people are not going to keep lying for LeBron James anymore. LeBron, Clutch Sports, I'm telling you, handle your candle. This is supposed to be LeBron's league. He's supposed to be the king. Why are his constituents out of control, running their mouth, giving legends of the past so much bulletin material to laugh at? Zeke put Kobe in his rightful place next to Michael Jordan. LeBron James is exposed. The media is turning on him. Legends are not willing to elevate today's players at their own expense anymore. They're not willing to do it. Zeke finally decided to stand with his era, to stand on business. Yes, he didn't hesitate to call Michael Jordan and the Bulls a bunch of crybabies. That's competition. Still, all these many years later, that's competition that you hear. That's hate for your competitor. So, yeah, this doesn't mean that his beef with Jordan is gone because he's calling him the GOAT. He's still rolling with that. But he's not about to sit here and call LeBron the GOAT anymore. I think it ends today. I do have to wonder, though, who called Isaiah Thomas and said that he looks crazy as hell out here? It's time to change course. I'll read some comments and then I'll take one phone call on this topic before we move on. Ignorance is bliss. Agents and owners make the most money and control the narrative with the media and sponsors. Jordan sold his team because he saw the direction of the league, the bubble about to burst. Yeah, I also think that it's going to become a time where it's not as lucrative for owners potentially. So yes, there's a huge deal, but the NBA is stealing money from the owners. Basically, they're taking they're taking several $1 billion away from the owners, and then they're also implementing a revenue share program where basically every team is equal no matter how much money you make. I believe sports betting altered the way the league operates. There's always been gambling, though. And gambling, it's always been super dangerous as well. So I don't know. I agree that gambling impacts the leagues, but it always has. I don't think that impacts them playing a shit product, like putting out a shit product on the floor. Gambling does not impact the fact that all they want to do is shoot threes, not play defense. That doesn't tie back to gambling. The point shaving does. Playing like shit does, but the style of play I don't think ties back to gambling at all. The NFL might be cookie cutter, but people are watching. People are watching whether it's being streamed, whether it's on TV. The NBA just does not have that kind of fanfare because they want LeBron James out. They want him to retire. Fans do not want to watch him. Period. Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, they would do double in a game like that. Michael Jordan, forget about it. Salute to Pikachu Reynolds. Needing podcasts or being an analyst after basketball should be totally about real knowledge, not what they feel. Thank you so much for being here, Pikachu. I really appreciate you. You're awesome. It's no banging in the block, drop step, or dunk. I mean, what Isaiah Thomas talked about, like, let's just be clear real quick, guys. He talked about everything that LeBron James doesn't have in his game. No post game, no mid range. These are just things that are missing from today's league, but also specifically LeBron James's game. That's why he wasn't mentioned. When people talk about the greatest player, they're talking about Kobe Bryant, they're talking about Michael Jordan. Now, Isaiah Thomas is trying to right his wrongs. He's trying to redeem himself because the conversation is that Kobe Bryant isn't even in the conversation. The conversation and the narrative has been that Kobe Bryant doesn't even compare to, like, he's just, we're not even going to talk about him. We're just going to skip over him and talk about LeBron James being next to Michael Jordan, which is laughable. LeBron James isn't next to David Robinson. LeBron James isn't next to Kevin Garnett or Tim Duncan. Guys who really played a great game of basketball. Salute to you, Danny Season. Now Isaiah is giving MJ props. What's up with that? Exactly. I mean, it's a complete 180. And you're just like, come on, Zeke. Like, what side are you on? And, why now? Why now have you decided to take this stance against today's players? Are you just that offended? Have you decided, hey, I'm going to stop lying? I'm going to stop embarrassing myself and my entire fraternity? Zeke the sneak, for sure. And what what I think sometimes troubles me about Isaiah Thomas, and it's a gift and a curse for him because he speaks so eloquently to the public, but he lies. And what he does is he tells half truths. So he'll tell a story that's real and true, and then he'll turn around and then say that LeBron is the GOAT and have some dumbass analogy to tie back to it. Like when he talked about LeBron being the GOAT because of his stats. That had to have been one of the most ridiculous things that he's ever said. I also want to shout out this comment from Carl for President Anthony. Jokic looks as superhuman as my high school gym teacher. Facts, 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 facts. My God. Out of control. I talk about showing up to the NBA with a dad bod. Jokic, Luka, James Harden. Disgusting. Shout out to Sports Facts. Thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. How can LeBron be in a GOAT debate when he is not top 10? I don't have him as top 20. He's surely probably going to slide out of the top 75 by the time he retires. So Spurs and salute to you for the $1.99 super chat. Why won't he leave? Your guess is as good as mine. I think that there's a couple reasons why he won't leave. A lot of athletes, they don't know what to do with themselves after they leave the sport. They have no idea. All they know is getting recognition for being great at what they do. LeBron James only knows being in the NBA. That's been his entire adult life. So moving on from that, then what is he going to do? Movies? I don't think he's a great actor. You guys saw Space Jam. What is next for him? Also, then you have the Balco claims and the PEDS use potential. If that's exposed, typically when you're an athlete playing the sport and you have allegations like that, you're able to suppress them. You're able to cover it up a lot more because you're still playing. So you have your handlers working overtime just to keep this from getting out. There are people that are waiting right now for LeBron to retire in order to expose him for something, whether it's Balco, Diddy parties, who knows?
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't know why. I don't think it's one reason why he won't leave. I think it's a few reasons. Salute to you, Eden Jr., for the $10 super chat. It takes a great mind and skill to dominate the league from the post as a guard like MJ or Kobe did. Could Le Bulldozer succeed playing the triangle offense? Absolutely not. LeBron James can barely succeed on the floor without a high screen. He can't succeed without being a bulldozer. He's got to inbound the ball and just drive straight down the court and LeBum rush the lane and charge, travel. Awful. Thank you so much, Monolando. Salute to you for the $10 super chat. Not hating, but Jokic literally came into the Pistons game 6 minutes left while they were up 20, and all of the Pistons bench was playing, including rookies, so Jokic could get his triple-double. Is this normal? I don't think it's normal at all. I think that there's just so many teams stat padding. I think they're like for their star player. I mean, guys don't even earn their rebounds now. So, there's a pecking order. If you're the star of the team, everybody just gets out of your way so that you can get rebounds. The big man running up and down the floor, working hard, doesn't have access to rebounding. That should be their stat. This NBA is just god awful. Jokic doesn't even look like an NBA player. A lot of these guys don't. They look like they are sitting at home drinking beers and eating wings on their couch watching an NBA game. Not that they would actually be playing in one. And the fact that this is what we have to see, that we don't see chiseled athletes on the floor, or even if you're, kind of, on the chubbier side, you still play really hard. And look, I don't want to sit here and bash Jokic because I feel like he gets a lot of, there's a lot of criticism surrounding Jokic right now. There is. I don't have a problem with him personally as much as I do some other players that really cheat the game. I have a problem with how he shows up on the court as far as his physical appearance. I wish that he would, be able to run, jump, and dunk the ball. But, I think he has a decent mentality about himself. And I don't think he's a bad teammate. And I have seen him come in to games and impact games in a way that don't make any sense given his dad bod issues. But regardless, I'm going to throw the phone number up for you guys to call in. I really want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from one person. I would like for us to keep the calls tonight concise. But call in, guys. Talk to me nice. I can't wait to hear from you. Thank you for calling Sports Tea. Talk to me nice. Hold on one second. Can you hear me? 1 minute. You're probably just not connected to my Bluetooth. Oh, no, you are. Let's see. T-Bert, can you hear me? One second. Let me just disconnect my phone and put it back. Let's see. T-Bert, can you? Okay, there we go. Hey, T-Bert. Thanks for calling
Hey, what's
Sports Tea. Talk to me nice, buddy.
hey, what's going on, Dom? Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Did you get everything you asked Santa for this year?
Santa looks out every year.
That's what
Let me
I'm
tell you what he
talking
got
about.
me.
Yes, I want to
Let me,
know.
let
What
me,
did
let
you
me
get this year?
he got me a membership to the Sports C channel. So that's all I asked for, and I got it.
Yay. Thank you so much for signing up. You're the best. So,
What's up,
okay.
good? What
So
you got for me?
what I got for you is I would love for you to answer, how can LeBron James be the GOAT or even be considered the GOAT by playing in the worst era of NBA basketball history?
Uh,
Like, is that
I
possible?
don't. You know what, Dom? It's not possible. It's an absolute joke, and it's a lot of brainwashing and misinformation by the media and a lot of these LeBron James fans. But you know what? I'm learning, as you get older, as other generations retire and they get further and further into the past, their legacy and history gets diluted. So it's almost the curse of what's recency, like what's recent, you know?
Right.
So it's like whatever is recent is the greatest thing ever. And I think that happens a lot in all walks of life and all different topics and discussions, not just in sports. Like if you listen to some of your old school uncles talk about, oh, they Corvette, this and that, they think that's the greatest car ever, right?
Right.
But I just think that's what happens. But since we are fans of a product, we are emotionally invested, right? So when you say something about our era, and especially if we believe it's factually wrong, we're going to take offense. But the younger generation, they know nothing about, the history of basketball. So whatever they see is the latest thing and the biggest thing and the fastest thing, they think that's the greatest thing all the time. And, and then the media just brainwashes them, because a lot of them watch ESPN. Like I told you 100 times, I don't watch Sports Center. I don't watch First Take. I haven't watched ESPN in a long time. They just be lying all damn day long. Like I haven't been watching this game for decades. Like what I've been seeing and what I knew was wrong. Like I don't watch it. So I think that's how this LeBron fake thing is going on. And then the last thing is LeBron, he's dumping millions of dollars into Clutch Sports and paying people to say this. He's paying actual media members to say this. And these media members have millions of watchers. And, just like Hitler did back in the day, if you say something over and over and over again, people will believe it. And that's what's happening.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more, T-Bert. To me, you nailed it. And I really just want to thank you for calling in. So,
Got you.
and I'm really
All
happy to
right. You
hear
have a
from
good
you.
one.
All righty. You
All right.
too.
Thanks again.
Bye-bye. Okay, guys, we're going to move on to the next topic. Let's see. Did you guys say anything else that I need to read? Let's see. What else is going on here? Pikachu. People think they are better strategists than Sun Tzu and better team builders than Red Auerbach. Absolutely. Shout out to you, Mello S. T-Bert cooked as always. He's awesome. How can LeBron be the GOAT when Curry is the GOAT, greatest of this era? Goatee. I love it. Shout out to you. Salute to you, Sports Facts, for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, this is just I think the discussion is just it's spiraling. It's just getting more and more out of control. LeBron, I think, is going to continue to be exposed. I the stories of him paying people to call him the GOAT, it's blowing up to be bigger and bigger and bigger. So, yeah. I mean, I know we've talked about a whole lot during this show tonight, and I'm really grateful to be back chopping it up with you all. You know, I thought another NBA legend spoke out on Mark Jackson's show as well. Okay. And it brings me to the next topic, Julius Erving. He was recently interviewed by Mark Jackson, and he was asked about his favorite players in today's league. And I want you guys to listen and we'll react. One second.
Coming to today's game, who are some of your favorite players to watch?
Okay. So load management has messed me up because Kawhi was my guy.
Uh-huh.
You know, San Antonio, Toronto. You know, I'm in Kawhi's corner.
Yeah.
Then this load management stuff happened. And he playing like every fourth game. I'm like, what the hell happened to my guy? What happened to 82 games, man? And he was a little different anyway, because I spent some time with him at that NBA 75th and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's just kind of quiet, whatever. And so Mikal Bridges is my guy now.
Okay.
Yeah, Bridges. I'm gonna go with Bridges to have a comeback year. You know, that because he was, I mean, with the Nets,
yeah.
or with Arizona, there. So he kind of established himself, never missed games, and I like the style of guy who play every night. You know, your toes hurting, don't mean you need to miss the game because your toes hurt. So I liked him, and then came to New York, and probably second half of the season he fell off. But Brunson was spectacular. He was with the Knicks, but Mikal was with the Nets, and he kind of fell off the second half. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I'm expecting him to come back next year and just have a great year. I think Philly's going to have a great year. I mean, I think Joel's going to be Joel. I'd like to see a little more balance in their attack, because Maxey's awesome, man. Maxey should have the ball. He should have the ball. He should run the show. And anytime there's a need for scoring, he can do that. But he's got to get Joel and Paul George in the right positions, and give them the ball at the right time. Let them do what they do, because they're basically, I mean, they could either do spot up or they could do isolations, because both of them are capable of taking their guys on the dribble or whatever. And Maxey can do the same thing. I mean, when he's running downhill, there's very few people who could stay with him. So that's going to be their big three. And I don't mind seeing Joel's numbers come down to keep Paul in the game on the offensive side. When they had Tobias, lots of times he just got lost in the shuffle. There'd be like 12 possessions, he wouldn't even touch the ball. So, and then then it's his fault. And I don't think they're gonna do that with Paul George. And I wish Tobias well in Detroit. I think he'll be fine. But the stars are the stars, Jokic and Durant and let's see, Curry.
Let me ask.
LeBron. There's a guy named LeBron out there. There's a guy named LeBron out there. He don't look like he's going anywhere.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah, he is, man. I just think in terms of the ways in which guys can preserve themselves these days, because I've seen, a lot of the machines and gadgetry and stuff like that, and also the will. Obviously you got to have the will to want to play, and you're very usually incentivized by the money. Not like you're making $2 million a year and you could leave the game and go make $2 million a year somewhere. Then you make it 40, 50, whatever. You ain't gonna go nowhere and make that. So you're incentivized to stay as long as possible. And there's obviously a physical risk because once you get out, the wear and tear on your body is what it is. It takes a toll. I played till I was 37, and I felt very fortunate that once I got out, I could enjoy playing basketball probably 5, 6 years. And I played basketball until I was probably in my early 40s. But if I had been playing an NBA schedule, I couldn't see doing that. I couldn't see doing it. So,
do you have an answer if somebody was to ask you who is the greatest basketball player you've ever seen?
The greatest that I've ever seen. Well, some of them guys who lit me up in high school, they were pretty good. It was I can't think of this guy's name, man. You know how after your senior year and you play in a tournament and you get invited to play in these tournaments. So I got to play in this tournament over in Connecticut, and this guy, he went to Marshall, and then he went to the Boston Celtics. You might know him better than me. But he ran through us, man, like he was the buzzsaw. Who is this? Who is this guy right here?
We heard about there was some great players historically that we can't disrespect.
Oh man, come on. Bill Russell, Oscar Robertson, Elgin Baylor, who was my favorite. My personal favorite was Elgin Baylor, and Jerry West. And if you just take those 5 right there, or whatever, you put Anthony Edwards on the court with them, or whatever, he would change his opinion. Obviously, he's a guy he didn't see the 60s and the 70s. He just heard about it. He didn't see the 80s. And he's feeling himself, and he's awfully good. I like watching him play.
Absolutely.
I like watching him play. But, he's from Georgia, right?
Yes.
He's from Georgia, because I know he went to Georgia.
Yes.
A year or two, and he's from Georgia. So there's something about, when you're from the urban, when you're an urban basketball player, like a New Yorker or you or DC or whatever, you tend to have more respect because you see more.
Mm-hmm.
You see more guys who are as good as you or better than you. I saw a lot of guys better than me when I was when I was coming up, but it just made me drive to be better. And maybe he hasn't had that experience where he played in middle school, high school, or even college, where there were guys better than him. So it's going to be a rude awakening.
Okay. So, wow. I thought that Dr. J was just so spot on. He came in hot talking about load management, just like sounding off. Like, and he's just so calm in his demeanor. I love Dr. J so much, and I think he's one of the most underrated NBA legends to ever play the game. He's top 10, not LeBron. Uh it I I can relate to what he was saying because there was a time when Kawhi Leonard was everything that I thought a basketball player should be in today's league. He was my favorite player. The Claw reminded me of why I still watch the NBA. Now I don't even remember that he's still playing. Now I don't even remember he's still an NBA player. And when I do think of him, I just wish he would retire and stop stealing money from the NBA. I wish he would have the dignity to say that I want to give my best to my craft and I'm not fit to play anymore. Let's hang it up. But no, he's just being greedy, sucking up cap space and hanging out on a 4-year leave of absence. It's disgusting. It's awful. But anyway, Mikal Bridges being Dr. J's guy because he doesn't load manage is amazing to me. I absolutely love it. That guy is such a hard worker, and he's finally finding his way on the Knicks. I always loved his game since Villanova. You know, that's my school. I support those guys. And if the Suns were able to keep him with Kevin Durant, they would be a lock to win a title. What I also noticed was his reluctance to talk about LeBron James. It sounded very obligatory to me, and him calling Kareem the GOAT is fitting and also yet another indictment on LeBron that he can't even possibly be top 10 of all time due to load management and a bunch of other ways that he has cheated the game of basketball and NBA fans. What a disgrace. But I do want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think about Julius Erving's comments? Was Dr. J right? Like, what do you think about his comments specifically about load management? Is he on target with that? You know, going as far as calling Mikal Bridges your guy, and I mean, look, Mikal Bridges deserves his flowers, but to call Mikal Bridges his guy and you're leaving out LeBron James, and this is LeBron James's NBA, it's crazy to me. I don't think anybody's leaving Kobe out as being their guy while he was playing. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. So guys, like I know we've talked about a lot. It's been so much fun. There has been so much that happened in the past 8 days that it was even hard for me to just come up with a show to produce for you guys tonight. Uh and there was just so much that I wanted to come in talking about. I didn't know which direction to go in. So I am going to smash 2 topics into one. Um and I'm just going to quickly share my thoughts because like I said, I'd be remiss to discuss it. So this is just basically I want to call it an NBA news rant, okay? And it's about Jimmy Butler and Mike Brown. So pretty much the news about Jimmy Butler is absolutely crazy, guys. Sham Charania is so shady and he should be fired immediately. We know he's an op that works for Clutch. We know that. We know he works for Clutch on the side. But yikes, at what point does ESPN want to have some integrity? Shams reported that the Heat were looking to trade Jimmy Butler and that he's demanding a trade by February, demanding. Jimmy Butler's agent called Cap and flat out said that Shams was a liar. Pat Riley has since said that they were not trading Jimmy Butler. So here's what I think about the situation. I just want to be really transparent. I think that the Heat were never looking to trade, like they were never looking to trade Jimmy, who becomes Himmy in the playoffs. Do I believe that they would have considered a great offer? Absolutely. I do. I believe that they would have considered a great offer for Jimmy if there was one on the table. Absolutely. But they haven't traded any star player before. I'm sorry, they haven't traded a star player before their contract has ended. I think even when they traded for Jimmy Butler, who the hell did they trade him for? Jimmy Butler to the Heat. Who did they get? It was a while ago. I don't remember. Jimmy Butler was traded to Miami Heat, but to where? Who did they give up? I don't know. I can't find it right now. If any of you guys remember, please shout it out in the chat. Would love to hear who the Miami Heat gave up for Jimmy Butler, because I don't even know that folks believed him to be a star at that time. You know, but like I'm saying, like Pat Riley, he doesn't do that. He just doesn't. When I think of who they traded to get Jimmy Butler, I just don't even remember. I don't believe it was a star, that's for sure. But they're not getting any good offers for Jimmy because he's aging and he's injury prone. At this point, he's injury prone. He's been laden with injuries. He might be tired of the franchise. We heard him say that he likes the trade rumors. He likes it. What the hell? The fact that he said he likes the trade rumors, he likes being talked about, is a disgrace in and of itself. I don't think that Pat Riley liked that or enjoyed that comment at all. And I think that Pat Riley coming out to say that they're not trading Jimmy Butler, I think that that message was for Jimmy Butler. I think that that was him saying, hey, we're going to just let your contract expire. We're going to let you walk as a free agent. I think they're just going to let him walk in free agency and let him get the best deal that he can get. The Heat are methodical. And they like homegrown players, and they like to let players run their course. Shams may or may not be lying. It doesn't matter. That's what I'm here to say. It doesn't matter. This is just chatter that Butler enjoys. And Shams is putting it out there to take the heat off of whatever Clutch Sports is cooking up. Pat Riley saying, hey, I'm not going to make a bad trade because there's trade rumors about you. You want to put out there in the press that you like being talked about. You like these trade rumors. You like it? Well, I'm not trading you. And I'm not going to go ahead and make a bad trade and take on somebody else's bad, fucked up contract because you might want to leave. So now moving on to Mike Brown. I mean, guys, who in the chat, do any of you guys, we have 278 people in here, by the way. Let's see where the likes are. So last time I checked, we were at 74. Now we're at 169. That's much better, but now we're at 278. Can we jump up to 250? That would be great. Like, smash the like button, guys. But, you know, we have almost 280 people in here. Have you guys seen the show The Sopranos at all? It's a classic HBO series. Sopranos is one of my favorite series ever of all time. Shout out to James Gandolfini and the whole cast, David Chase. R.I.P. May James Gandolfini rest in peace. Every year in June, I watch the entire series from from front to back to just in memory of James Gandolfini. But if you guys watch that show and you remember it like the way that I do, I probably know every single episode by heart. Then there's an episode from season 3 and it's called Another Toothpick. So like I said, I'm a huge Sopranos fan. I'll probably have some thumbnail titles named after their episodes, but like I said, Another Toothpick, in this episode, Bobby's father, Bobby Sr., he dies. He's trying to do too much. He's an old gangster that gets set up to do a hit. And Bobby didn't want his father to do it because he was sick. And Tony said, let him do it. Let him do it. And, he goes ahead and he makes this hit as an old man and he winds up he actually gets the guy. So he was successful in the hit, but he winds up dying in the car as he's trying to get away. And, at the episode, or maybe it wasn't even, I'm sorry. So in that episode, and I'm a little bit, I don't remember if it was at his funeral or at another funeral that they were at in the beginning of the episode. But if you guys watch Sopranos, then Tony's sister, Janice, callously, she says during a funeral that they're at, she calls somebody walking by, or maybe it was she's speaking of the dead, and she goes, another toothpick. And she talks about how that's what her mother always said when someone was either on their way out or they've already passed. So it's kind of like another one bites the dust. Another person's on their way out. That's what I thought of immediately when I heard of Mike Brown's firing. Another coach getting the blame for star players underperforming. I know that DeMar DeRozan wanted out of Chicago. I know that. And we were all cheering when he didn't go to the Lakers. We were all happy for him that he didn't wind up with LeBron. Or we were just happy that he doesn't look like shit playing alongside LeBron, and we were also happy that LeBron doesn't get more help. But it's not like the Kings were a fit. The Kings had everything that they needed, and they probably could have used another big man. Those are hard to find, and better to have a little bit of depth in that position. I just don't think DeMar DeRozan was the best pickup. He's playing like poop for them, and seems like it's a combination of both losing a pep in his step as well as not fitting in with this group of young guys yet. What I will say is that Mike Brown, he has not performed as a head coach since he was with the Cavaliers. Mike Brown wasn't good last year as their head coach. So it's not DeMar DeRozan's fault. But I just think that these are all contributing factors to Mike Brown's firing. His performance as a coach, the DeMar DeRozan trade just completely messed up the chemistry of that team. But I also believe in my heart, I don't think that Mike Brown doesn't deserve a job in the NBA. I just think that he was better as an assistant head coach than he is a head coach. I think he lacks vision in many areas and the ability to truly game plan for opposition, which is troubling to me. He's not awful, but I think he's done better as an assistant head coach. And that's just that's just me looking outside in. If I just take away every factor that affects the NBA and my personal opinions about it, I think his performance as a head coach was just better. I thought the Kings, quite frankly, were a great opportunity for him. And I just wish that the NBA, specifically the organizations and the ownerships, were just as hard on white coaches as they are black coaches. Nick Nurse should be fired. He's awful. But black coaches are historically held accountable faster. For some odd reason, probably, just this little reason called racism. It's still alive and well in this league, especially in today's league. that's owned and operated by no one black. But what do you guys think? Did Mike Brown deserve to be fired? I want to see what you guys are saying in the chat. And then I'm going to open up the phone line for one phone call before we end the live and call it a night. So I'm not playing a race card, and I want to specifically respond to this comment. It's not a race card if I think that race played a role. So if race plays a role, it's not a card. And it's just my opinion. And if you don't feel comfortable talking about race and racial issues, which are very prevalent, that's unfortunate, but that's something that that's a big, huge topic right now. People saying that, oh, it's not about race. It's not about race. When it's about race, I'm going to call it out. When it's not about race, I'm not going to say anything about race. I've been live for an hour and 36 minutes. We didn't talk about race until right now. But race plays a role when white coaches in the NBA don't get fired, or they get much longer contracts, or they get much longer opportunities to correct underperformance in their teams. The Kings sucks, but the Philadelphia 76ers are worse. What about Quinn Snyder? He's just got a job in this league into perpetuity. JJ Redick still got a job. JJ Coke Fiend. A guy showing up to press conferences, playing in his nose, scratching his neck. Shouting expletives to the press. Black coaches do that, they get fired. So I don't want to hear that I'm playing the race card. I don't sit here on my channel and talk black versus white all day. Okay? What about when they do have their best players on the road? When they do have their best player on the road, what are they doing with it? What is Nick Nurse doing? Exactly, Horizon Vibes. What is Rick Carlisle, Nick Nurse? What are they doing? Indiana Pacers aren't good last time I checked. World Breaker, this is straight cap. Like, JJ Redick is awful as a coach. Darvin Ham won the in-season tournament. He's smoking on a Laker pack still. He's smoking on a JJ Redick pack right now. Calling, guys. Talk to me nice. I have time for one more phone call. Thank you for calling Sports Tea. Caller from Minnesota, talk to me nice.
Talk to you nice. Hi, Dominique. It's Maverick again. How are you?
I'm so good, Maverick. So nice to hear from you.
So nice to hear from you. I must say, before I go into the topic, do not let these commenters fool you with the race card, because race is designed to divide all people of all races, when we should be about uniting the people, not causing more division.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
You know what I mean? I know you're not, necessarily black, but you seem like you're of color, so it's by your right that you want to unite everybody. So, and sports is one of the avenues where you should. But anyways, moving forward on that. Well, first of all, the Kings situation, I feel like Mike Brown deserves more of a chance. You know what I'm saying? I do feel on how the NBA is a bit more leaning towards white coaches and not so leaning towards black coaches. You know what I'm saying? Because me personally, I feel like it's more of DeMar DeRozan clearly underperforming is why the Kings aren't doing so hot. You know what I'm saying? And then the chemistry is all over the place with him and De'Aaron and everybody else. I felt like everything was better once we had Harrison Barnes. You know what I'm saying? Sad to say, because DeMar is a better player, but H. Barnes fit their system a whole lot more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then as far as what the Jimmy Butler situation, I think Pat Riley shut that down because sports is a big percentage of what's been wrong with the NBA, been wrong with news media, which is why we have legends like Thomas and Julius Erving, not wanting to say so much about them, wanting to tiptoe around the fact LeBron's been the problem with the NBA the last decade. You know what I'm saying? Like, Clutch Sports is the reason. They're the ones paying all these analysts like wrong. I will never call him Nick Wright ever because he's always wrong. Thank you. And sadly, I don't even think is Shannon Sharp underneath their threat, or is he just talking his mess? Because I know Uncle Shay can be a bit of a fool sometimes.
Shannon Sharp is still doing what Shannon Sharp does.
Okay.
As far as he's concerned, I'm happy to see him still be a success after what happened to him with Skip Bayless and getting fired from Fox. I'm happy for his success. I don't appreciate most of his takes, and Shannon Sharp isn't my favorite to hear, but wishing him well.
Yeah, I mean, only listen to Unc because his football takes are on point, but his basketball takes, he best leave that to people more experienced in that run. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What I would like to see, going forward, you know what I'm saying, once LeBron's all done, I wish just these go debates stop because, just like you and just like Scap Attack and whoever runs Michael Jordan fans on it. And I say this as Gen Z who should have liked LeBron, but I don't. I am sick of having GOAT debates. All it down to is this. When it comes down to the last second and the last quarter and you need a go-ahead bucket, then who do you want to take the ball? Michael Jordan or LeBron James? Who do you want to take the ball?
I wouldn't want
That's all.
LeBron James to shoot for me at any point in time. I wouldn't want the ball in his hands if it's a do or die play. I just don't.
Thank you. Thank you.
If I have to save my life, I'm not going with LeBron.
Do not, especially if he goes free throw line. He's bound to
Honestly,
miss
I'll
one.
go with my dog before I go with LeBron.
Yeah, put a blue and gold jersey on the dog and the Airbud. It'll work out. By the by, Airbud is a million times better movie than Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Well, Maverick, I just want to thank you for your call tonight. It's a pleasure to hear from you, and thank you so much.
No doubt, Dominique.
Okay.
Hey, thank you, Dominique. Couple more things. Number one, Kobe is still better than LeBron in death. And number two, stay positive. Remember, you are kind, you are smart, you are beautiful, and don't let anybody take that away from you. All right.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you, Maverick. You have a good night. Okay. Thanks for watching.
Problem.
Bye-bye.
Rest well. Okay.
Okay, guys. Wow. I starred a couple of comments. We got another super chat here, so let me go ahead and read that. Salute to you, Brown B, for the $5 super chat. I agree. Black head coaches have a very short leash. Too many examples in the NBA and NFL, and JJ's rhetoric is garbage. I mean, I agree. And, I want to also address light work in the chat. I mean, light work, stop blaming race for Mike Brown getting fired. The team is trash and underachieved last season. I didn't blame race for Mike Brown getting fired. I don't know if you were listening to my take or if you heard me give a full-blown opinion about Mike Brown, his performance as a head coach, and just where the Kings are at, what decisions they have made. I still believe that Black coaches are held accountable much faster. To Brown B's point, the leash is shorter for a Black coach. Darvin Ham will have accomplished more this season than JJ Redick. And JJ Redick is going to be at least with the Lakers probably for 4 years or more. They're pushing out reports that they want players to play long-term under JJ Redick. So they protect white coaches in this league. They also protect white players. So if there's a white player that's good, look at the Lakers and Rob Pelinka protecting Austin Reeves. He doesn't even defend. What are they protecting him for? If LeBron wants him traded, just trade him. Don't sit around protecting him. Other players and coaches are treated like property, whereas white people in this league are given preferential treatment. They are given privilege. They are given complexion protection. That's just the trend. So the data says that. It's not even my opinion. Take a look at the data. Take a look at the tenure of black coaches who've worked for the Lakers or really just any team in the NBA. And then you take a look at the tenure of white coaches and how long of a leash they're given, how many years they're given to turn around an underperforming team, and how they're not blamed for the underperformance. It's the players. When was the last time that Steve Kerr was blamed for the Warriors' underperformance? He's overrated as a coach. He's god fucking awful. And all he gets is celebration and recognition. He's been awful this season. He hasn't been awful the entire tenure of the Warriors, obviously. He's made some good decisions, but it's Mark Jackson who's responsible for Steph and Clay. He came out saying that they were the greatest shooters ever that we've ever seen. He came out giving them that confidence to take shots from half court. Not Steve Kerr. But what happened to Mark Jackson? Fired. Why? Because his religious beliefs didn't match the majority of NBA ownership as well as the league commissioner. So light work, I'm not going to stop telling the truth. So what you're asking me to do is to stop telling the truth, and I'm not going to stop doing that on my channel. So you can like it or lump it. You are welcome to stay and enjoy the show, but don't tell me what to talk about and what not to. This is my channel, and I'm going to talk about what I want, and I'm going to tell the truth. Period. Shout out to you, Pikachu. I love you too. What a sweetie. I also want to address this comment from Rasul. I don't even know who these people are, and I don't care. I go to work every day. I put my socks on 1 foot at a time. And, honestly, when you guys bring this stuff to me, I have no idea what you're talking about because I don't think about these people. I watch literally a handful of channels. So they're out there thinking about me, and I'm not thinking about them at all. I don't care. And, I wish them well. I don't know why anybody would think in their, even just in their heart, in their mind, to put down someone who's doing exactly what they're doing, has a YouTube channel here in this space to talk about sports and the things that they think are important. It's so funny that, they would watch someone that they just do not like and would think to call such horrible names. It's really interesting to me. I just wonder if whoever this person is, if they kiss their mother with that mouth. But I've never heard of The Locker Room. I've never watched it. I don't know if it's a group of people, one person, don't care. But somebody talking like that, I don't want to know them. I don't want to come across them. And again, I just wonder if they kiss their mother with that mouth. I can't imagine glazing LeBron and then going to kiss my mom for the holidays. That's crazy. But anyway, like I said, I do not know who these people are. I wish them well. I hope that they find better things to do than tuning into channels that they don't like. So, yeah. I really appreciate you guys for everything. I guess that's what happens sometimes as well. I think that, if you are speaking the truth, people don't like it. When you are critical, because that's what I do, I talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. And sometimes that means criticizing someone's favorite player. I do not place players above the game of basketball. Basketball's up here. Players are way down here. They're going to come and go. I've seen it my whole life. Players come and go. So I just can't idolize these people that I don't know. It's insane to me that people waste their time creating different YouTube handles to come into this chat. But hey, people who challenge me are necessary. People who, want to have thought-provoking conversations, that's necessary. Having a contrarian in the audience can sometimes be necessary. And if I can change just one person's opinion or influence someone in a positive way to come together and recognize that sports, basketball in particular, is supposed to bring people together, not divide, not, create negativity, that's a win for me. Because that's what I want my channel to do. I want it to bring people together. I want us to come together and talk about sports. You don't have to agree with me, but I don't really have time for negativity. If you have a bad vibe and your energy is bad and I see that in the chat, I'm blocking you. I'm not engaging that. But anyway, I really have enjoyed tonight's show. It's just been so much fun coming back, getting back into the groove. I really, really, really appreciate all of you for showing up tonight, being here, rocking out late with me. You guys are all so awesome. And I really appreciate you so much. I do want to end the live now. I think great show, great calls. I really appreciate everybody. And I hope that everyone is continuing to have a good holiday season. For me, it's still Christmas. So Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Oh, and by the way, please like, share, and subscribe. Oh, and it looks like we just got another super chat. Thank you so much, Steven Jackson, for the $1.99 super chat. Well done and said, Dominique. I appreciate you, Steven Jackson. Thank you. My goal, I don't want to make anybody feel bad. That's not what Sports Tea is about. This is a safe space to share, to have opinions, to have different opinions, and, to challenge each other in a respectful way. Don't disagree just to disagree, just to be annoying. Disagree because that's how you really feel, But like I said, good night, everyone. Merry Christmas, and to all a good night. Like, share, and subscribe. Okay? Thank you all. Good night.